Some lawyers play defense, others go for the knockout. These are the wildest moments when attorneys exposed crooked cops, starting with a legal ambush no one saw coming.
Right now, 5 years ago with this shit, he would have been on ground. Absolutely. 10, 15, 20 years ago.
On March 8, 2019, former Breckinridge County Sheriff Todd Pate, while intoxicated, crashed his vehicle into another car, resulting in injuries to the other driver. Witnesses reported seeing Pate attempting to hide beer in the woods after the crash. He was arrested by Kentucky State Police and charged with multiple offenses, including DUI, assault, and leaving the scene of an accident. On March 12, 2020, Pate appeared in court for a hearing related to his second DUI arrest, but midway through the hearing, he broke from routine and did something that stunned the courtroom.
At this time, is it your desire to change your plea from not guilty to guilty?
Do I have to answer that yes or no, or can I make somewhat of a statement?
That is a yes or no answer, sir.
Will I have the opportunity to say anything further?
If it is your intention to change your plea from not guilty to guilty, then I will take your plea, and certainly you'll have an opportunity to make any statement that you want to make. But if it is not your intent to enter a guilty plea at this time, then I'm going to set your case for jury trial, and you're going to stop wasting my time and everybody else's time this afternoon.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to waste your time.
Then is it your intention to enter a guilty plea?
During the hearing, Pate was expected to accept a plea deal that would have resulted in a 75-day jail sentence, with credit for time served, instead of 15 years imprisonment. However, he was reluctant to commit to the plea, citing frustrations with the prosecution and arguing that the charges were excessive. It's hard to believe anyone could be that clueless.
Why am I wasting your time,
Mr. Chambers, what is the Commonwealth's position at this time, sir?
Your Honor, we would move to revoke the defendant's bond at this time. We took part in a lengthy mediation. We agreed to continue this case 2 months to enter this plea today. I think we've inconvenienced the entire court system by canceling a pretrial date and continuing this matter for 2 months for him to resign from office. So we moved to revoke his bond at this time.
Mr. Vowles, would you like some additional opportunity to meet with your client this afternoon before we proceed at this time?
I don't believe it'd do any harm. I'll make it very, very quick. I know we've already delayed the court, and I'll report back within a couple of minutes.
All right, I'll give you another 10 minutes with you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Please be seated. All right. Let's get back on the record and see if we can sort this out. We are back on the record in 19 CR 44. Mr. Vowles, there may have been some misunderstanding with respect to, on the part of the court, with respect to you being ready to proceed. And so the court jumped out here ahead of you this afternoon, and then when we were delayed, I was as perplexed as everyone else was, but perhaps not any more perplexed than you. And so at this juncture, so that the record is clear, I have previously been tendered executed documents by Mr. Pate that have been likewise signed by his attorney and by the Commonwealth. It is my understanding that through felony mediation that an agreement was reached, that agreement was subsequently reviewed with the victims in this case as well, and that the purpose for today's hearing was to enter that plea consistent with those executed documents. Perhaps I should have directed my questions first at you instead of Mr. Pate. At this point in time, what is Mr. Pate's decision with respect to proceeding forward with entry of his guilty pleas?
So I believe he's still under oath, and I believe I'll just let him answer that question if it pleases the court.
All right. So, Mr. Pate, what is your position today with respect to entering a guilty plea here, consistent with the executed documents that have been tendered to me?
Can I say a few things, or?
I need to understand what it is that we're
I would
doing
just
here
like for
today,
the
Mr.
court-
Pate.
Yes, I had every intention of coming in here today and entering a guilty plea based on the mediation that we had. It's very difficult for me to enter a guilty plea to felony-related charges that I've been in law enforcement for 25 years, and never have I ever charged someone with felony charges on a situation pertaining to this that was similar to this.
If I may interject, just if you intend not to enter a plea, don't say very much about the case, because what you say here under oath will be used against you. I'm not trying to tell you not to say whatever it is you need to say, but also want you to remember that if you don't ultimately plead here, whatever you say, I would think that Mr. Chambers will definitely use against you in any further proceedings. Okay? Good.
Thank you. I was just getting ready to do that. So,
Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt.
Mr. Pate,
You know, it's difficult for me to enter a guilty plea for a lot of reasons, and I don't want this court to think that I am trying to minimize, take away from, or deflect any responsibility that I had in this situation.
Instead of focusing on getting out of jail, the former sheriff chose to make noise just to prove he wasn't wrong.
Island saying, let me tell you this, that, and the other, then I'm risking leaving my family, which I did that March 8th when I drank and drove. Thank God I didn't kill anybody. But I want this court to know, I want the people to know, and I want the public to know that Todd Pate holds himself responsible for everything that he did. But it's hard for me to lay down and plead to felony charges that don't apply.
is it your intention today to enter this guilty plea? And I think we're at a yes or no place at that point.
Can I say one more thing? I think everybody in this room wants this over with. And if I could address Blake, I hope you learn from this case I'm not mad at you. I'm not in any way upset with you.
Mr. Pate,
Not that it
we
matters.
have reached that point now.
Okay.
This is either a yes or no. Are you going to enter your plea or not?
I guess everybody thinks it's funny.
Certainly not the people who I think are here with you today, Mr.
No, they don't. I've broken everybody's heart. But it's hard for me when I see Mr. Chambers sitting over there smiling. Let me just plea and get it over with for everybody. Plea to something that I absolutely do not feel good about, but I don't want you to try to send me to the penitentiary for years and years. If you can sleep with it, I can sleep with it.
Okay.
And this is probably
I think
unusual,
we're done.
but
At
let's
this
do
point
it.
in time, I think we're done. And so let me tell you where I think we are today, is that we have executed plea documents. Whether or not Mr. Pate has the right to withdraw his plea now that he's executed those plea documents remain to be seen. And at this juncture, this court could not, based on these preliminary statements that Mr. Pate has made, make a finding that this plea is knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Where I think we are today is that on the one hand, the Commonwealth can, if chooses to do so, to enforce the terms of this agreement based on the execution. Mr. Pate, I'm talking at this point in time.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry.
At this point in time, I'm going to sustain the Commonwealth's motion to revoke his bond. He's going to be taken into custody today. We will come back for further hearing as to whether or not to go forward with this plea or to set this case for trial. And I will look at additional conditions with respect to his bond at that time. He's going to be held without bond based on, at least at this juncture, there having been an executed plea where he was to serve 75 days with credit served. There will not be any arrangements made with respect to house him in Grayson County or anywhere else, that he will be taken into the custody and housed in the Breckinridge County Jail. And at that point in time, if the Breckinridge County jailer wants to make arrangements with another jailer to house him, he can. And then what we will do is we will look at coming back as soon as your respective schedules will permit, in order to hear argument on whether this case should proceed forward on resolution of a plea, or whether it should proceed forward on resolution for trial, and if by trial, then where that case should be tried. And so, counsel, with respect to your respective schedules, if you will look either on Thursday afternoon or Friday of next week.
Your Honor, if I may speak to Mr. Chambers' motion to revoke the bond.
I've already ruled. I've already ruled at this point in time. We're done at this point in time, other than setting this for further hearing as to whether or not the Commonwealth can enforce this plea, whether or not the Commonwealth is going to choose to withdraw its plea offer, whether or not the Commonwealth can withdraw its plea, and then whether or not Mr. Pate can withdraw his plea. But at this point, we've got a fully executed plea document that provided in pertinent part that he was to serve 75 days in jail, and he's going into...
Pate eventually pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 75 days in jail, with credit for time served. Unlike most people, he took a long time to admit that he was guilty, despite the danger his actions posed. This next officer acted before it could reach that point.
What is the Constitution?
I don't
That's
give
all
a
care
damn.
about.
You and your Constitution, you can stick it.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere until you fill
On June 9th, 2021, Sean Paul Reyes, better known as Long Island Audits, was conducting a First Amendment audit by filming inside the library when library staff asked him to stop. Moments later, a few rogue officers arrived and crossed the line so badly that it sparked a courtroom meltdown from a judge.
Hello. How's it going, sir?
Hey, how you doing, officers? Can I get your names and badge numbers?
Sure, can I have your ID, please?
No, you can't.
Excuse me.
Have you not heard that before?
I've heard it plenty of times. It's just I'm surprised because, well, my name and my badge number's right here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you see it?
Tibbetts?
Yep,
I can't-
640.
The pen is blocking the number.
Oh.
640?
Yep.
And Dennis, 647?
So I was told that you were asked to leave.
Okay, so would you like to know...
Is that correct?
Would you like to know what I'm doing here, sir?
Were you asked to leave?
Sir, would you like to know what I'm doing
I'd
here?
like to answer my question.
Sir, this is a public library. I see where this is going.
I want you to answer my question.
I see where this is going.
Were you asked to leave?
I see where this is going.
Security asked you to leave? And did the employees ask you to leave, sir?
No.
Were you
I was
asked-
not.
Would you like him to leave, sir? Okay.
So security.
Yeah, I'm asking you-
So let me explain just so you let me just explain really quick so you guys can understand. So what I'm doing here is a First Amendment protected activity. I'm recording. I know you don't care, sir, but listen, if you violate that in any way and interfere with that,
I'm
you
not
will.
violating it. They asked you to leave.
Yeah, but they can't ask me to leave. This is a public library. Can I speak to a supervisor, please?
Do you guys have an administrator here?
This is a public library. My tax dollars goes to fund this, sir.
Is there a thing?
Hey, Dennis, can I please speak to a supervisor? I would appreciate that.
Yeah. Where is that at? Can I see it?
Okay, I'll try. Can I speak to a supervisor?
Okay. I just want to be clear. If he's violating a policy here,
Yeah, there was also a policy. There was also a policy against black people entering in businesses. Doesn't mean it's right. This is a First Amendment protected activity.
he's not allowed to be here because he's violating that.
Oh, you guys got body cameras. Great.
It's a rule because people here they are working
In public.
So,
In public.
Yes, it's a public.
Supervisor. Maybe a supervisor will be better.
Supervisor, you got 4 cops here. Relax.
But I'm asking you for a supervisor.
You don't need one. You don't need one.
Okay. I'm engaging in a First Amendment protected activity.
Fine, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
We'll just figure it out.
I'm gathering content for a story.
Perfect.
I have freedom of press. This is public building, and I'm allowed to be here, and I'm allowed to record. Regardless of what their policy says, policy does not trump law. So unless I'm breaking the law, I can't be trespassed from a public building.
You absolutely can't be trespassed from a public building.
So I encourage you to do it then, and then we'll see how it plays out. Because that's not gonna. You guys are just making a mistake. And you guys got body cameras on.
What's this thing that you're doing? What are you doing it for?
So,
Is it like a
well,
study or
I mean,
student?
just because you guys seem real hostile, I'm gonna explain myself ahead of time. Normally I don't explain myself,
Well, you
but
haven't explained yourself yet.
I told you I'm gathering content for a story, and I'm engaging in a constitutionally protected activity.
For what? What is the purpose of this? For what reason?
I'm not willing to disclose until it's published. Until it's published, I'm not gonna disclose it.
I mean, I could go up to somebody and say, listen, do you feel comfortable or uncomfortable? If they're uncomfortable, you're breaching their peace.
No, that's not true.
Oh, okay.
You can't. Yes, I do. More than you, for sure.
It's really creepy.
More than you, for sure. You can't turn a constitutionally protected activity into a crime, sir. Unfortunately, as much as you'd like to.
Even if it's not a crime, it's creepy as heck.
I'm gonna request a supervisor again.
In a minute. Yeah.
I'm gonna request one. I'm pretty sure your policy. If I go home and look at your policy, and I'm pretty sure if I request a supervisor, you guys should call one, correct? So I'm gonna request a supervisor again. I would appreciate if you guys can get a supervisor down here.
In a minute. You don't rule all the rules here right now.
Yeah, no, I'm just requesting a supervisor just for
In a minute.
because you guys are a little bit hostile. I can see the tyrant in you, Utter.
Oh, yeah.
You're a real tyrant.
Yeah.
I can see it in your eyes.
In law enforcement experience.
Yeah.
I'm still here, but I'm a tyrant.
You are.
Because if I was a tyrant, I'd be long gone.
Well, if you're a tyrant, but if you're trying to violate my rights, sir.
I'm not violating anything. We haven't done anything yet.
right.
I'm just trying to figure out what the policy
No,
is.
but you're telling me unlawful orders.
Don't feed the patrols.
Yeah.
Just let them.
I didn't call you guys. It's no,
I did, because something's going on.
I'm video recording. I'm not, that's it. A constitutionally protected activity. That's all, sir. That's all.
Creepy. That's all.
To you, maybe.
Yeah.
To you.
Yeah. Weird.
To you.
All right. You got your wish.
I think your beard's creepy, but, right?
I mean, I wish it was just dark shorts. That was a little patchy.
Yeah, you know.
That's what it is.
It's very subjective. Creepiness can be subjective. You know what they call Connecticut? The Constitution state. Did you guys know that? That policy doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, I'm telling you. But okay, it does not matter at all. And you will learn it. I don't know if it's going to be the easy way or the hard way, but you're going to learn it. Hey, Tibbets.
Officer Tibbets.
Tibbets. The policies, they don't supersede law, just so you know that, okay?
Oh, I didn't know that.
It goes the Constitution, law, then policies,
I had
okay?
no idea.
Okay. And I have a constitutional right to be filming here, so,
Okay.
great. So I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know, because you don't know the Constitution, obviously,
No,
so.
obviously I don't. No,
You took an oath to it, though, Tibbets.
Jeez.
Dude, why you gotta be such a tyrant?
You gotta be such a tyrant. See what I'm doing there?
Acting like a child?
Yeah, so we're doing.
Acting like a child.
We have a supervisor coming out here to appease your request.
Yeah, great. Right, we're not friends. You're my servant, right?
Oh.
You're my public servant.
That's right.
You're here to protect and serve me.
Sure am. And I'm also here to protect and serve them too.
So I don't need
just wanna make
protection.
sure-
I don't need protection, so that's
Excuse me, I just
so
want
that
to make sure
means
you're going to be okay and these people are going to be okay.
because I don't need protection, that only leaves one more thing. You're here to serve me. That's
The department's corruption soon became apparent. Officers repeatedly violated Ray's rights, but that was only the beginning.
Yes.
They
Great.
felt it was necessary to have us come here and
If you
do-
didn't want to leave,
Okay.
then they call us. Now we're in charge, and so we're going to have to find out who you are. And if you don't want to give up the ID, well, then unfortunately you're breaking a law.
Yeah.
Because it's called,
Okay.
You know what that law is?
Listen, I don't.
Do you know what that law is? 'Cause you knew
Why
all
don't
the
you
other
tell?
laws.
Why don't you tell me?
It's interfering with the duties of a police officer. We now have to find out who you are.
So you know what I'm
and
gonna
you're
do?
saying no.
Listen, you guys obviously don't know what you're talking about, but what I'm gonna do is, if you lawfully, you just lawfully detained me, I don't break the law. So
You just asked for a supervisor.
no, but it doesn't. You just detained me. This is an illegal detainment, and
It's
it
not
started.
because I need to find out who you are now.
Okay, lower your voice. We're in the library.
I'm just saying.
Okay, just calm down. Use your de-escalation, man. Come on, what are you doing? Just listen.
De-escalation what? You're now just...
Dude,
It's not going to end well with you. I'll
I'm
be honest with you.
I'm
We're just not going to walk away and you walk out of there and put all your stuff on your blogs. You're not doing it.
Okay,
I'm just letting you know.
okay. So I'm detained though.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Because we have to find out who you are.
Illegal detainment started maybe 5 minutes ago. So
Well, because now I just looked at the policy.
okay. You're not policy enforcement, so you got to learn.
No, now
that.
I'm law enforcement. Now I'm
Yeah.
enforcing the law. We have to
You're
figure out
not.
who you are.
You're not. You're
Because
not.
they don't want you to come back here. And we do that
Listen,
to
man.
people all the time. And now not only that, then they'll write a letter to you stating, officially, you'll never be able to come here again.
Okay, so listen.
And then you could be
Okay.
arrested for criminal trespass.
Okay, that's great. If that's
Just
how
letting you know.
That's your feelings. That's not your.
It's not my feelings. It's called enforcing the law.
Connecticut General Statute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go.
Do you?
Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's whatever you want to do.
What I would recommend you do is you better produce an ID. We get your ID, and you're on your way.
Okay.
Then we know who you are. They know who you are, and if you ever walk in here again, the officer or whoever is responding will have to make an arrest.
Do you know that a threat of arrest, like say if you threaten to arrest me and then I to give your ID and then I give it to you, that is criminal because you
it's not
threatened to
criminal.
arrest me.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know right now.
Okay.
That if we don't get it, we're going to have to arrest
I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know that to get my ID, you need reasonable, articulable suspicion that I've committed.
what it is.
That I've committed a crime.
You have.
What crime have I committed?
If you're not going to give me your ID, you're interfering with the duties of a police officer. I'm trying to
I would
get
love
your
for you to do that.
information.
I would love. Hey, Sergeant, how you doing? Good. Nice to meet you, sir. Hey,
So, according to our...
I just said Sergeant Dickinson?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, so they would like you to leave
Okay.
at this point?
Sergeant,
you
if
wanna-
Hey, how about
So-
you let the soldier speak?
okay.
Do you
How
wanna-
about you mind your
Why?
business?
Are you going to leave?
Hold on.
Are you going to leave, yes or no?
If I don't leave, will I be arrested?
Yes, you're trespassing at that
Okay,
point.
I'm gonna leave then,
Okay.
because you're under threat of arrest.
That's
I'm
correct, yes.
under threat of arrest. I'm going to leave. And no, you do not.
Hold on.
Well, don't touch me.
Hold on.
Don't touch. No, you don't.
We
No,
do
you
have to.
don't.
We have to
I have
identify
not
you.
committed a crime.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't. Listen, man,
Yes,
don't.
you're
gonna go.
You're touching me,
They asked you to leave.
They asked you to leave,
and I'm
you
leaving
refused to
under
leave.
threat of arrest
Okay, you're refusing to provide identification to us. We need to
because I
identify
haven't
you
committed a.
Honestly, that had to be the most unprofessional group of officers I have ever seen. The sergeant wasn't in control at all. Instead of telling his team to calm down and act right, he basically did the opposite.
Yeah.
No, I'm just reading.
No. Go ahead. And don't touch me again, man. Seriously.
Listen, we tell you not to go anywhere, you don't go nowhere. You understand?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Do you understand that, though?
I'm telling. Do you understand that I told you not to touch me?
Do you understand that?
Don't touch me.
You don't leave until we say so.
Don't touch me. Nobody's scared of you, Tibbets.
No one's supposed to be scared of me. I'm talking over you because you keep yapping.
Okay.
You're not listening. You're here to sit here and preach about everything. You know the law.
I do.
You don't even know what simple trespass
I
is.
do. I do know the law. Unfortunately, more than you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry that I know the law more than you. It's very sad.
You're sad.
Okay.
You really are.
Stop.
Listen.
Listen,
Come on, man. There's no.
You're gonna talk to me now, all right? You're gonna
your officers are escalating and they're trying to insult me.
You're
Come
gonna
on.
talk to me now, okay? I'm gonna read you what this is, okay? And what their rules are. Okay, and I understand that you also feel that it's not breaking the law or things like that. That's a civil matter between you and the library. If you'd like to sue them for whatever reason, because you feel you're being discriminated, but I am going to explain this to you. The Danbury Library recognizes the right of all individuals to use its faculties and grounds. It is also recognized that, at times, decisions must be made in order to secure the protection, health, and comfort of the general library population. Therefore, and under certain circumstances, the library administration or designee, the gentleman right there, with the assistance or advice of the law enforcement authorities as necessary, may make decisions to remove or exclude individuals with or without warning who interrupt normal library operations by behaving in a disruptive or inappropriate manner towards customers or staff. This is not the first time we've done this.
So,
if you are videotaping somebody on,
I'll let you finish.
You are now disrupting.
No, sir. You can't turn a constitutionally protected activity. So you seem like a
No,
you seem like a good guy. You're trying to work with me, but I'm letting you know that this is
It needs to produce ID.
This is what I do, sir. This is what I do. I've been to plenty of libraries. I've been to plenty of post offices, plenty of public.
So
you're
refusing to produce ID?
Can I please speak to the sergeant? Please, I'm talking to the sergeant.
One more minute.
So, like I said, sir, I'm engaging in a constitutionally protected activity. So that's not committing a crime. Exactly, that's the exact opposite. Because I'm exercising my rights that the Constitution gave me. I'm not disturbing anything, sir.
Okay. So you had your say. Okay.
If you give me a lawful order, I will comply.
The gentleman already asked you to leave. Okay, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. We have to identify you because after that, if you continue to come in here, then we would have to.
They're going to officially trespass you. They need your ID to give you a letter to officially trespass you from the city.
What I'm asking.
Okay.
So what I'm asking at this point. Is you may leave with a verbal warning. You may leave with a verbal warning. We do need to identify you, and that's the end of it.
Okay. So, sir, I'm under. If I do not, I just want to make it clear because I'm going to comply with any lawful orders you give me, right? I'm going to make that very clear on all your body cameras. I will comply. I've been very reasonable. I will comply with all. I will comply with all lawful orders. So, what you're telling me right now is a lawful order for me to produce ID to you.
That's correct. From the incident that before we got here, that the gentleman that was here asked you to leave, who was a representative.
And if I do not provide ID, you will arrest me.
Well, then we would have to identify you in some way or another. I mean, that would be a charge because then we would have to take you into custody at that point.
Can I explain to you what that charge was?
Yeah. I listen, I know you're wrong. I don't want to have to sit in a cell all night. Yeah, I don't want to have to sit in a cell all night.
So just produce the ID.
So, yeah, but what you're doing is you're opening up your department for
It's a possibility.
You're opening up your department for a lawsuit, But okay,
It is a possibility.
if under threat of arrest, I will provide you with my ID. I'm going to go in my pocket now and grab my ID.
Well, no, I think you know you're wrong.
No. I don't know I'm wrong. Don't know I'm wrong. You're wrong. And you're getting a complaint on you. And unfortunately, even though you've been reasonable, you still violated my rights here today, sir. And I'll be pointing a complaint on you. Everybody's getting a complaint, and I will be filing a lawsuit with the city because everybody's getting a complaint. You're a real bozo, man. You're a real bozo. You're a real bozo.
It's me, sir. That hurts my feelings.
You guys are both bozos and tyrants. You know that?
Listen.
I got freedom. You're gonna limit my speech. You're gonna limit my speech now.
We're gonna handle this in a business manner, okay?
They're not acting professional at all.
Absolutely.
They don't listen to you. You've told him to shut up like 3 times, and you don't listen. You don't listen. You said let him handle it.
told him to shut up. No, you told me to
Let the big boys talk.
It's funny how the man shouting, "Get a real job," was the only one clearly unqualified for his. His immaturity showed even more once they left the library.
Stop, dude.
You didn't have that badge and you touched me? If you didn't have that badge and you touched me?
What is that? What are you trying to say?
Dude.
Don't touch me.
What are you trying to say?
Because if you didn't have, you touched me.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to leave.
You're trying to
Just
leave.
go. Just go.
I'm trying to leave.
Just go, 'cause it's not good for you.
It's not good for me. It's not good for you.
Get lost.
I'm going.
Go.
I'm going.
Bye.
I'm going.
Yeah,
going.
because you lose your temper,
I'm
you
going.
start threatening officers.
I'm
then
not
you're gonna
threatening.
have
You're a
another
douchebag.
Just go.
You're a
Now I'm
douchebag. Yup. Is that against the law? I'm going. I'm going off the property right now. This is what I do.
For a living?
I stand up for my rights. Yep.
No. This is what you do for a living?
You'll see.
Why do you come to Connecticut?
I promise.
If
I
you're
promise.
from New York?
Because you guys act like tyrants here. This is in New York. I can go into any public library and they might call the cops. But guess what? The cops know their job over there, and they're gonna leave. They've done it plenty of times because they're not stupid. They don't want to open themselves up to a lawsuit. You guys are. The lawsuit is you violated my rights. You violated my constitutional rights. I have a constitutional right to film in public. That's what you just don't understand.
I'm not stopping you from filming.
It's public over there. That's public.
They asked you to leave and
Doesn't matter. You can't be trespassed from a public building. You will learn. Okay. You can't be trespassed from a public building.
What right did I violate?
If I was in your police station filming, right? You couldn't tell me to leave, and I'll be there tomorrow. And guess what? You couldn't tell me to leave. I'd be filming in there all day and all night, and you couldn't tell me to leave. It's the same thing with the library.
Okay.
It's public. You don't get it? This is what you think. No, it's not.
So because it's public, there's no laws or rules in anywhere? You can just do whatever you want?
No, that's not true.
So they have a law that says what you're doing was wrong,
They have
so they
a
would like you to leave.
policy. They have a policy.
So they would like you to leave, and that's what we did.
No, but the law protects me to do what I do. You understand?
No.
It's a constitutionally protected
Put that
activity.
on your YouTube feed because
It's
you're
constitutionally protected
You're
activity.
wrong.
If I went in there and I was
You're wrong.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Hey, I want to file a complaint against him, Sergeant.
All right, thanks,
he just
Sergeant.
grabbed my arm. Sergeant. He just grabbed my arm. I want to file a complaint. Sergeant.
The officer's tone changed as soon as they stepped away from Ray's.
I know. He's a fucking one. I'm telling you right now. 5 years ago, would have been on the absolutely 10, 15, 20 years ago. Dead. Easy teeth if he missed. Years ago, with this would have been on the ground. Absolutely 10, 15, 20 years ago, that motherfucker would be dead. Easy fucking his teeth if he missed. I don't fucking do it. Oh, is he in there?
Ray's filed complaints and held protests in Danbury, but his actions ultimately worsened his situation.
Give me forms now. You guys can film. Well, you're gonna go upstairs. Your last name was Awesome? I forget.
No,
you're Sean. Okay, so what we do now, bye Carl, they're gonna have forms that you have to fill out a form before, you can roll a camera, like in the hallways and but you can't go into a department and film up the counter.
I know exactly the rules on filming.
Yeah, all right, but I'm saying, and you can't disrupt. So right now.
That's why I educated you and the officers last time.
They're supposed to give me the forms as we speak. So you can just wait here. Just wait 1 second. I'm sorry to the form.
All right, I don't really need a form though. That's not what I need. Okay. We're not gonna listen to this.
Down here. I'm not kidding. Wait down here. Just give me a minute. Show me some.
You didn't show me respect last time, no. And your mayor didn't show me respect.
Wait down here.
I'm not waiting anymore.
You're not going upstairs. You're gonna wait down here.
Don't touch me.
You show me some respect. Listen. You wait down here.
Hey, don't touch me. I'm just walking in a public building.
You're a pain.
Great.
You're gonna wait down here.
By walking.
I don't want you to go upstairs. I have to call upstairs first. I have to call upstairs first. I'm not gonna get out of your way. Get out of my way. Get outside. Get outside.
Get out of my way.
Get outside. You're not coming down. Do me a favor. Go to engineering. Go around the corner and get somebody. You're not going upstairs. You have to fill out a form first.
I don't need to fill out a form.
You're going to fill out a form.
No, I'm not.
You're making the forms right now?
No, I'm not.
You can sign out. You're all set.
Thank you. I'll leave you my thing.
All right.
You're getting involved in the wrong fight here.
Listen,
You're
buddy,
getting
I'm
involved
tired
in the
of your
wrong fight here.
nonsense. All you're about is having people follow you on YouTube and all that nonsense, disrupting people.
I'm not disrupting anybody.
You need to get
don't
a job.
Talk to me and
you
I'll
need to get a real job. You're disrespecting
don't
me.
Talk
You're
to
not
me,
going to go.
and
I'll
I
talk
won't.
to you the way I want.
No, you won't.
I'm tired of your nonsense.
Won't.
I will.
No, you won't. You're gonna get out of my way.
You're not going
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm telling you not to touch me.
Can you call Denver Cops? I need forms. This is the same. You know, get last. You're not going upstairs, brother. You'll be making the biggest mistake of your life.
Man. What do you mean? Is that a threat? Is that a threat?
Go upstairs to the third floor.
Janusa, Phil. Relax.
Get probably Dean or get Dean. Okay, second floor. Yep. Tell him I need those forms too.
You know you're breaking the law by preventing me from moving, right?
I tell you. I don't care if
you're not going to do what
I don't care if I lose my job, buddy. You're not going to keep going around and doing nonsense.
I'll be calling Allied Universal.
Good for you. Good for you. We're gonna have
You'll be back at the hospital.
We have new rules, buddy.
I don't care about your rules.
Well, I know you care. All you care about is yourself.
All I care about is the Constitution.
I don't give a damn. You and your Constitution, you can stick it.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere until you fill out a form.
Okay. I could stick the Constitution. Very American, Phil. Hey, get out of my way, man.
You're not going anywhere,
brother. Get out of my way.
I'm telling you, I'll put you through the wall.
Get out of my way.
Can you believe it? Even the security guard was compromised, but what the officers did afterward was far worse.
Break the law. Your city does. Your city breaks the law.
What Phil has to do with anybody.
Phil's going to jail. Phil's going to jail.
We're just trying.
You'll see.
We're just trying to explain to you what our reasonable policies are. Now we know what they are. So go ahead, walk around the hall.
Great.
Okay, but make sure the rule is that.
Hey, I don't need you to listen. I don't need you to tell me what to do.
Okay, so you understand.
I don't need you to tell me what to do.
Okay. Just want to make it clear because it's a recent development because of
the First Amendment and freedom of press is a recent development for you guys. Come on.
As you know, the First Amendment has been the subject of litigation for 100 years. It's not so pat that everything is totally clear about it. There are distinctions in different places, different buildings.
Public buildings.
You know that.
Public buildings, which this is.
You know the difference between a limited public forum and a public
yes,
forum?
I do.
Okay.
The library is a limited public forum.
What to do.
This is not a limited public forum. This is just a public forum.
I agree with you.
Okay, so there should be no restrictions on.
The library is.
It's a limited public forum, but it's limited as far as protests. I wasn't protesting. I was peacefully. I wasn't disrupting business. And you'll see. You will see. You're disrupting yourself, Phil. You're disrupting yourself.
Just stay.
The library incidents, litigation is coming. What you'll understand is that it is a limited public forum, but that's for protesting, creating disturbances, not for peacefully walking around filming, not even filming anybody individually, just filming the building.
That will be tested.
Yeah, and that's why I do this, to test it, to see if the courts will
So
support.
here we have a public forum.
I understand that.
That stops at the counter of the offices.
Okay.
That's understood.
Okay.
We're good. We're good.
Just so you understand, the counter, anything I can see from public, I can film from public because the eyes can't trespass. So any sensitive documents you have that could be seen from me standing in public, you should probably move them.
Can't do that.
I can film
across the counter.
I can't put my phone across the counter.
You can film in the foyer.
I can,
in that immediate area, but not across the counter.
I can film the counter though. I know I can do that. I don't need you to tell me what I can and cannot do. Like I said, I know I can film the counter and the people working at the counter from the public lobby.
You can't film across the counter though.
Okay, I don't know I don't know what you're meaning by across the counter.
Keep your film to the edge of the counter, not on the counter.
This is what I do, so I know. You need to educate Phil and everybody else here who has a problem, not me.
My clients have already been educated that the counter is the barrier. No
great. No, they're not going to. Your clients aren't going to be fully educated until this is brought for litigation, and then
bring the litigation.
It's coming. It's coming.
But keep
I'm waiting on body. You guys are holding up body camera footage. You guys are doing all the work to try and keep
in mind that we're not disagreeing with you.
Denying FOIA requests.
Public forum.
Yeah. So, well, you did last time. Why this time is this time different?
I didn't see you last time.
Yeah, but your clients did. And they prevented me, right?
I can't speak for that.
You've seen the video, though, right?
There's been an understanding of a policy that's in place now. So we just ask that people respect the policy. because that policy
At this point,
protects both public and
I believe law enforcement was called, so I'm gonna wait for law enforcement before I do my little walk around the building, and then yeah, Phil, you're going to jail.
Let him go. I'll walk around with him.
Yeah.
Come on, I'll walk around.
Has the police been called?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
wasting resources again on a journalist.
right, our professional will walk around with you and make sure
He
that
can do
that
whatever
rule-
he can
those
do whatever
rules
he
will-
likes. He can
And
do
then
whatever he likes.
if you don't disagree with something he says in the policy, then you do.
He can do whatever he likes.
You'll
But
have to
I'll
bring
be
in
waiting
action.
for law enforcement as he put his hands on me several times on video. So that's how this is going to play out
Well,
today, Phil.
You got in my face.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Thanks. Seems Danbury City Hall hasn't learned their lesson here.
So, Grandpa. How many you have now? Grandpa?
This gentleman is the deputy corporation counsel here. He's going to be the one representing them in the upcoming lawsuit. Phil over here is unstable. He needs to be relieved of his duties immediately. As soon as the police come, we're going to be pressing charges against Phil here. As you can see, Phil pushed me many times, got in my face. Uncalled for behavior by public servants here. Is there any cameras in here? No cameras. Seems I have the only camera here. There's ones over here. But they wouldn't have seen him pushing me though.
Race tried to call out the guard's behavior, but it backfired. The whole department turned on him, and he ended up paying the price.
Nothing. You were just at the PD?
Yeah, I was just at the PD.
Okay. Were you here earlier recording?
Yeah, I was here earlier recording.
And then you went to the PD?
Uh-huh.
And now you're here?
Yeah, I'm here because I wasn't allowed upstairs.
Okay.
So I had to go to PD to file a criminal complaint against this gentleman for assaulting me.
Okay.
So that's why I went to the PD to write a statement. I'm here again because I'm a journalist working on a story. I'm capturing things that are in public. That's all.
Okay. Did you record over the counter like they said?
What they're saying, officer, is that I can't even enter into the town hall office and record in the office. Because if I do, they're saying that that is somehow against the law.
Okay.
But as I'm sure you're aware, I'm not putting my phone behind a camera. I'm not in a restricted area. Eyes can't trespass.
Okay.
So whatever I can see from public, I can record. Right? Okay. So that's all. I'm not going into restricted areas. I don't even want to talk to anybody. I just want to walk around here, gather my content, and be on my way.
Okay.
But this gentleman over here wants to escalate. Yes, he wants to escalate the situation after he just put his hands on me. He obviously didn't learn his lesson. I felt bad for pressing charges on you because I was like, I don't want to ruin this guy's life. But guess what? You deserved it, buddy. So at the end of the day, he's out of control. He's causing a disturbance. You can't. I'm conducting a lawful activity. How can you turn that into a disturbance? I'm not doing anything wrong. I was very reasonable to the other officers, just like I'm being very reasonable with you.
Yeah,
I just want to be quiet, record, exercise my First Amendment right to record in public. If they want to lock doors, if they want to start locking all their doors and close the access to the public, which is probably unconstitutional and probably wrong for them to do, not probably, definitely. Because I should be able to enter the town clerk's office and say, hey, can I get a FOIA request form? Hey, can I get this from you? I should be able to ask for services, but they're preventing me from acting services. But
right now, they're preventing.
But that's not your problem because you know that's something a court can handle in a civil suit. But they're trying to get you to use your authority to arrest me or to prevent me from just simply engaging in any constitution. If they want to lock the doors, that's fine. I'm not telling you to, hey, officer, they're locking the doors, arrest them. That's for a court to decide, right? They can do that, lock it, whatever. I think it's wrong, but what I'm saying is I'm not doing anything wrong. I just want to walk around town hall and film. That's all I want to do because I'm a journalist exercising my First Amendment right of freedom of press. That's it.
Okay.
It's very simple.
So just give him he's obviously getting their side of the story. I got your side of the story. Obviously, there's two sides to every story. I got to listen to them too.
This is another reason why I record, because there's only one side of the story. There's always two sides of the story, but then there's the truth. There's
Sure.
And
Right. There's
the
a middle ground.
and then there's the truth, right?
Right.
So
So once they decide what's going on, or they tell my coworker, and then if you're recording and you're not bothering anybody, and you're not obviously going over the counters.
Not going over the counter.
I mean, I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Where did they accuse you of going over the counter?
So what I did was I just walked into this town clerk's office right here to ask her for a FOIA request form.
Yeah.
And as I walked in there, the security guard who assaulted me earlier got in front of me, said, "You can't record in here. You can't record in here." And I was like, "Yes, I can record in here." He's saying that I can't record in the office, in the town hall office.
Right,
That's
I
not
understand.
true.
I understand.
Excuse me, sir, what's your name?
How can somebody come in and call us?
Do me, you guys.
No, turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
You look like Utter. You must be his.
No, I'm not. Put your hands behind your back. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that in your pocket. All right.
Go. You were told not to go film in the offices. You film in the offices. Okay.
Just gonna make sure you don't have anything on
There you go. You got
It's
the
a
body
knife?
camera on?
Yes, I do.
I don't see the red light.
Yes, it is. See?
Okay.
There you go. Come on. We got it.
Buddies with Utter.
No, I'm not buddies with anybody.
Tyrants. Oh, you guys just keep on making it worse for yourselves. I don't know why.
Take him in.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do publicly accessible area. That's recorded. Oh, man. What am I being arrested for? What am I being arrested for?
Trespassing.
Okay. In town hall, correct.
You were told not to film over the counter, which you
I
did.
wasn't filming over the counter. I was filming in the office, which the video approved. That's fine.
And they said
just
not to.
want to.
Staircase. It's not working.
Okay, perfect. Oh, there we go. We'll use the staircase.
Yeah, that's fine.
You commit the crime today, and I go away in cuffs. Isn't that justice? You committed the crime today, buddy, and I'm in cuffs. The difference is, when you're arrested later, it's going to be a lawful arrest. This is what's called an unlawful arrest. That's what it's called. You know.
After arresting Reyes without clear cause and confiscating his phone, Officer Laco Bellis was recorded on a body cam helping security guard Phil Ganusa draft a statement designed to shield himself from arrest. Despite assisting him, Laco Bellis reminded Phil that the report should appear as his own.
So I would start this by saying, I'm a security guard for Allied Universal Security Services, and I work at Danbury City Hall, 155 Deer Hill Ave, Danbury, Connecticut. Right? You introduce yourself and what happened. You don't have to go into crazy detail of the past with this guy, this and that. Whatever's pertinent. This is just what's pertinent to the case. A man who I know from prior experience as whatever you know him as, right? Came into the facility, was video recording. He wanted to go upstairs. I tried to stop him. He got in my face. He tried to move past me, and I believed I was doing the right thing by physically stopping him from going up the stairs at City Hall, going further into the building. Follow my drift? This is your letter to the court, so make it good, okay? I can't write it for you. You have to, this is your words, who you are, what happened, why you did what you did. You understand? Okay.
Am I allowed to use his name?
If you know his name, absolutely, yes. Yep, if you know his name, absolutely. You can go into a little bit of whatever's pertinent. This is your letter to the court of why you did what you did, okay? You need to articulate why you used physical force in this. No matter how minor, whether it's just, a push or a light, I'm not going to do it to you, because then I'm not going to use physical force on you.
But he gets in I didn't go up there. He got kept in my face.
Yeah, say that. And now be mindful that there is a video of the entire thing.
What was 2 weeks ago when he was here? 3 weeks? I don't know.
It doesn't, it's not important.
So long. I'm trying to
It's not important. Yeah, I can stand out here. Let's make sure no one else can do it.
Sean, I know you steak dinner.
Can we keep this closed? Can we keep this closed? Yeah, we need some privacy here. We gotta work on this. This is more important.
I mean, if you want to crawl, put your hands up and try to keep it up. What do you call that? To me, I don't call that.
It's a discon. It's disorderly conduct.
It's different, dude. Oh my God. Fucking 25, 30 years ago, like that.
Yeah, I know, but it's not 25.
That means me losing my, what am I gonna do? I thought I did the right thing.
Well,
So be it. If that's the way it's gonna be. I can't, I just thought I was doing the right thing. Like I said, in my mind, I can't understand how somebody could just come in and start, and people know it's not, it is disruptive. It's disruptive, it's invasive, I don't like having a camera.
What does this say? We'll get to that. Take a what? I explained to him that he had to give me his name and take a courtesy card, that's those are cards, to the department of his choice. He refused to do so, so Danbury police were called to City Hall. Today, Thursday, January... But we're getting all into what happened last time. That's not pertinent to today. I thought it would be important. Today, Thursday, July 15th, he showed up again and started filming again. So, filmed, but he had to fill out a form. Pardon me. I began to enter the stairwell, and I blocked from heading upstairs. Sean Reyes kept in chest with me, held my... And what? Held my ground. And I held my ground in the interest of safety and City Hall. Alright, continue on the back. This is not finished. First of all, so you need to elaborate. After the last incident, right? After this is why I should have stayed in here and done with you. After the last incident, you were instructed by who? Names. Who told you that no one is allowed to film in here unless they fill out this card that was never provided to you? You see what I'm saying? There's a big difference between you saying you're not allowed in here filming, leave, and then you getting in his way. Well, listen to me. To you saying, sir, you cannot film in here. You're supposed to fill out one of these cards first. My boss, Ted Parker, told me that you have to do this. You get the difference? You catch my drift? So you have to articulate that.
It was told to me last night that they were going to get these, that they were in the works of having these cards, these forms made out that they had to fill them out before they started filming. Of course.
So you were told that by who?
Last night I was talking to Dean and Les Victor.
Alright, so put their names. So articulate, I was told by my bosses, X and Y, that someone is not allowed in City Hall filming unless they fill out a form. The forms were not provided to me as of yet, right? And then, now you got to do it yourself. I'm not, this is, I have enough writing of my own to do. This is your statement. And, you need to articulate here what's going on. Because he wasn't acting aggressively. He didn't come in here screaming and yelling, flailing his arms around. He's just filming. So, I know, but at the end of the day, it's just filming. This is what these people are trying to do. And you fall right into their trap when you act like this. He's just filming. That's all he's doing. He's not hurting anybody. It might be a nuisance, but there's a difference between a nuisance and being disruptive. If one of our, downtown people comes in here and starts screaming and throwing stuff around, that is disruptive. That is perhaps a safety issue. This guy filming, it's not a safety issue. It's a nuisance, it is not a safety issue. That's the problem we have. So, 2 prongs. Ready? I'll just take a break for a second and just hear me out and then articulate it. I was instructed by my bosses, X and Y, that I'm supposed to provide a form to anyone that comes in and films. Right? Listen, yep. I was not given those forms yet. He came in today. I was simply trying to get him to sign the forms. Now, also, when someone comes into City Hall and wants to go to an office, you touched on it before, but you didn't finish it. You have to say you're supposed to do this, that, and the third. He refused all that, proceeded around me, and went to go up the stairs. So I simply tried to stop him from going up the stairs so that he could fill out the appropriate forms. Now, all that is well and good until you start to use force against somebody. This isn't someone wiling out at the hospital. You know what I mean? This is a completely different arena.
Sean Reyes' fight paid off. Every charge was dropped and his phone was returned. In court, the judge watched the whole video of what Sergeant Lacobellis did and made it clear they didn't like what they saw.
Mr. Reyes, in so many words, I don't need this, I'm up for a promotion. I wouldn't say in so many words, but along those lines, yes.
Okay, and what about your involvement in this incident? What are you concerned about pertaining to a promotion?
Well, I'll tell you exactly. After I had watched the library incident, I had seen on his channel that nearly every single one of those videos cast the police in a negative light. So I was fearful that regardless of what I did that day, right or wrong, the same would be done to me. That's exactly that.
Right. That didn't happen to you, right?
Oh, no, it did.
It did, yeah. Okay. And the incident at the library that you're talking about, the videos, you're talking about the videos involving, I think it's Tippett and Utter, and the statement that if he'd done something 20 years ago, he would have been dead in the back of some
Objection is what? 20 years ago, his teeth, he would be dead. This is not going to end well with you, you know that.
Okay, we'll see. We will see.
I'm telling you.
I can see it in your eyes.
In law enforcement experience.
Yeah.
I'm still here. After they released Reyes and he went outside, Officer Ken Utter taunted him.
Constitutionally protected activity. If I went in there and I was acting like an asshole...
You're wrong.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Hey.
I'd have removed his teeth. He would be dead.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here. 20 years ago, that motherfucker would be dead.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'd have removed his teeth. He would be dead.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
You heard the objection, right? I didn't. Okay, sorry. Yes, I didn't.
Objection.
Yes.
Evidence hearsay outside scope of duress.
Sustained. Keep going. Okay. The incident at the library, were you familiar with what happened there?
Objection. Same all 3 rounds.
Keep her out of that.
There's been some discussion in the trial thus far about the incident at the library. That's the question.
And that involved Danbury police officer, right?
The incident, I'm sorry.
At the library, sir.
Yes, it did.
And you're familiar with the library incident, right?
Yes.
And are you familiar that Mr. Reyes made a complaint about Danbury police officers in that case?
Objection. I want to allow it as... At the time of insult...
Okay, here's how it's going to work. He's going to ask a question. Okay. He may object.
I will rule the objection, you don't answer until I rule the objection. God, it's just going to be easier for everybody. And that's question me because I talk. So let's try it again. Ask the question again, Tracy.
The sergeant's lawyer tried to prevent the conversation from continuing with an objection, but the judge didn't allow it.
There, well, your words to Mr. Reyes was, hey, I don't agree with what he did.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
Phil was wrong.
I don't agree with relevance.
Did you say that?
No, objection to relevance.
So that's sustained, that's not relevant. And I think the line of questioning, the warrant, Mr. Reyes, was for the fatality, it wasn't just for the incident in the stairwell, right? You're juxtaposing his conduct on the stairwell with Mr. Janusz's conduct in the stairwell. That's what you're doing?
Well, something like that, but I know that we're here for this particular instance about the trespass and focusing, trying to focus on
7/15/21 in total.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you talk about other police reports or other investigation, that wasn't in relation to the occurrences of July 15, 2021 that involved Mr. Reyes in the clerk's office, right?
I'm sorry, that was confusing.
Yeah. So, sure. You said that the warrant that you did was after, and you had some time and you did some investigation, correct?
Yes.
But earlier you did say that you submitted a warrant for Mr. Reyes, correct?
Correct.
And the warrant that you're talking about, is that different from one that you prepared for somebody else after the 21st of July?
No, objection to relevance.
Approach. Off the record. Approach. That's not what you asked. Go back. So the question, the objection to that question is sustained. You can ask.
So, we're here for Mr. Reyes in relation to July 21st, correct?
Objection. It's July 15th.
I'm sorry, you're right, you're right. It's July 15th. I don't know why I have the 21st.
Neither do I.
Well, I did that earlier in the beginning. Remember, I got June and
Well,
July.
see, two P's.
It happens. What do you do?
Great minds.
Someone ask a question.
Thank you. So we're here for that date, July 15th, 2021, right?
Yes.
And when you say there was another investigation or a further investigation, that didn't involve Mr. Reyes and the conduct that's alleged to constitute criminality on the 15th of July 2021, right?
So when I say there was further investigation, so I'll just give a little diatribe here so that we
I'm going to object because it's non-responsive to the question.
Ask the question again. You listen to the question. Objection is sustained. What is your question?
The only warrant you prepared was for Mr. Reyes, correct?
Correct.
And that warrant pertained to conduct on the 15th of July, correct?
The morning of the 15th of July.
The morning of the 15th of July, not beyond the 15th of July.
Correct. My incident that we saw on body camera, that's my incident.
Right. So anything that you do after the 15th of July has nothing to do with Mr. Reyes and what he's charged for, correct?
Objection relevance.
I don't understand the question.
I don't understand it. I'm sorry. I'm trying
So the question is, the objection is sustained. Anything you do, anything he does, is not relevant to that investigation that day. Be more specific.
Did any investigation that you undertook
With regard to
after July
Mr. Reyes?
15th pertaining to Mr. Reyes, was there any such investigation?
Any investigation that I partook
Correct.
after July 15th.
Correct.
Well, so I'll just give a little diatribe.
Please.
I'm going to object to the form of your question. I don't understand
It's
it.
a yes or no.
I don't understand it. Are you asking him if, besides this investigation into this incident on July 15th, were there any other investigations into Mr. Reyes? Is that what you're asking?
Correct.
Can you answer that question?
Besides... The judge made the question seem more complicated than necessary. Reyes' lawyer asked if the sergeant had done any further investigation after writing a warrant, and the sergeant could have simply said no.
Mr. Reyes being the subject matter of this.
No.
There's your answer, Tracy.
So you didn't learn anything further about Mr. Reyes and his conduct on July 15th from a subsequent investigation, correct?
I didn't. I may have learned that he was arrested later that day, but it has nothing to do with this investigation.
Okay, and that's where I'm going. When Mr. Reyes was arrested, you weren't the arresting officer, right?
No.
And when Mr. Reyes was arrested in the town clerk's office on the 15th of July 2021, you didn't see any of it, correct?
Correct. I was there that day, but I was in a different part of the city. I was on a different.
And so you have no personal knowledge of what occurred, correct?
The specifics of it, no.
And nonetheless, you prepare a warrant based on that conduct to have Mr. Reyes arrested. Is that what you did?
I'm going to object because that mischaracterized the testimony. He said he had it in the morning, not the afternoon.
Sustained. It does mischaracterize the testimony. Ask a question, Tracy.
Sir?
Yes.
You weren't present in the clerk's office the afternoon of July 15th, 2021, correct?
Objection, ask the answer.
Sustained.
Okay.
We've had that.
Did the warrant that you did for Mr. Reyes pertain to conduct that occurred on July 15th, 2021 in the town clerk's office in the afternoon, sir? Yes or no, if you can?
Statement objection.
No.
Ask the answer.
Okay. We're taking a recess. Counsel in chambers now.
All rise. Court's now in recess.
From how the hearing is going, it feels like this judge is bending over backward to side with the city of Danbury.
Reyes not to go back to City Hall. I think it's on the video. Why did you tell him that? Not to go back to City Hall.
Just because I thought it.
Objection, Your Honor. This goes beyond the scope of my cross-examination. I didn't delve into this officer telling anybody to go back to City Hall. It goes beyond the scope of my cross-examination.
It's part and parcel. He asked about the whole interview with the guy, with the defendant.
There was discussion, interview and discussion. Maybe he likes to coach witnesses. I will allow a question.
Is there a reason why did you tell Mr. Reyes not to return to City Hall?
Objection, Your Honor. What's the relevance of it?
I assume it's preliminary. I will give you some latitude.
There's some question about you when you were speaking to Mr. Denise about the importance of coaching. Is there a reason why you told Mr. Reyes not to return to City Hall?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled. Answer the question, people.
Because I didn't think I knew could, but typically, if there's already been an incident between two people, it's in my interest to try and, if I can, tell those two people to stay away from each other. That's what every police officer does in that. I've told people in similar cases in domestics, look, you can stay here, but it's not a good idea if you do stay here. I'm just trying to, and I said it jokingly, knowing that it's not.
Let me go back. Let me focus. One moment. All right. Thank you.
On the subject matter of going back to the city of Danbury that you were just asked questions about by the state's attorney, okay? Didn't you also tell him that it was legal for him to do that, sir?
Yeah, of course it's legal for him to go back.
Right. Those are your exact words.
Yes.
Even if I don't want you to go there, it's within your legal rights to do so. It's legal. That was your words, right?
Yeah.
No further questions, sir.
Who's that?
Nothing further.
Sergeant, you said that.
I don't know.
Do you have any further witnesses?
At this time, you're on state rest.
State rest. Here is 407.
Yes, sir.
Do you intend to call any witnesses? If so, I'll make the necessary appearance.
Just for the purposes of the record, I'd like to file a motion for judgment of the court.
hand that up to Your Honor, and I'll also give the clerk a copy.
Just give it to me.
I just got officially short arm. Sorry.
Give it to me, I'll hand it to him.
No, I did not receive, my state did not receive the promotion.
I received it 14 seconds ago.
Okay, thank you. It's rather voluminous, I would take some, let's take that for some time to review it.
So what I'm intending to do here in that, it is not usual. Oftentimes, in cases, there's an oral motion for judgment of acquittal made at the close of the state's case. And sometimes they're denied, sometimes they're granted, and oftentimes action on them is deferred until the end of the defense case, if in fact the defense is going to present a case, and then it goes right to deliberation, potentially. This is a court trial, obviously not a jury trial. The law with regard to motions of judgment of acquittal usually files a jury trial, right, when the jury can reasonably find X. I have the motion here. This is obviously a written motion, researched with citation and attached case law. It is 18 pages in length. So what I would like to do is defer, continue to see if the defense is putting on a case, and then certainly I will render a decision on this upon looking at the 18 pages, and then we will proceed to closing argument if in fact the case was still pending at that point.
Yeah, just for a moment, Judge.
The judge's decision seemed sealed before the trial even began. It felt like the entire city was working together to take Reyes down.
Guys, is that all 4 criminal charges have been dropped. They still left me with, unfortunately, they still left me with the infractions. So all my exposure is, you know, a $90 ticket if I get found guilty. Oh man, so I do, even though all the criminal charges have been dropped, I wonder why. Because there's no criminal behavior. So I asked my lawyer, I said, you know, why are they doing this? You know, other than the fact that I'm innocent, right? Why is it that they're doing it? It's because it's their strategy. That's what, you know, and if I get found guilty of simple trespass and creating a disturbance, you know, I might have to pay, you know, $90 ticket. But no criminal, you know, charges, no record or anything like that. So, you know, the criminal charges have been dropped. That's a good thing, guys. December 2nd is my trial. December 2nd of this year is my trial, which will be trial by a judge, right? It's going to be a bench trial, not a jury trial. I'm not entitled to a jury trial.
That cop might have gotten off easy, but the next guy, he got totally busted for lying right there on the stand. On May 25th, 2020, George Floyd died after Officer Derek Chauvin pressed his knee on Floyd's neck.
I'm not going to shoot you. Put your hands on the dash. Put your hands on the dash. The last time I'm going to tell you that. It's simple. He keeps moving his hands around. He won't listen to what I have to say.
Put your hands on
Okay?
your head.
Put them on your head.
Top of your head. Okay, man. Open your mouth. Spit out what you got. Spit out what you got. I'm gonna tase you. Spit it out. Easy. No,
Don't you jerk away from me.
That was one yellow pill. Put your hands behind your sweat. That was one yellow pill, boss.
Okay, now slowly come on out.
Damn, man.
Hand on your head. Put your hand on your head. Okay, relax then. You're not going to get beat up or nothing if you just follow what we're asking you to do.
I apologize for it, man. I apologize, man.
At the trial, a video from Floyd's May 6, 2019 arrest was presented, showing he was riding in a vehicle lacking proper licensing.
Good morning, Officer Creighton.
Good morning.
You testified that you were the officer who approached the passenger side of the vehicle. You approached George Floyd on May 6th of 2019, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
And you had your gun drawn when you approached Mr. Floyd, isn't that right?
Yes, I pulled it, yes.
And when you approached Mr. Floyd, he said, "Don't shoot me, man, I don't want to get shot," right?
Something like that, yes.
You told him to undo his seatbelt, correct?
That's correct, yes, ma'am.
And he did that, right?
Yes, he did.
And then you said, "Put your hands where I can see them," correct?
Yes.
And then he put his hands in the air?
Yes.
And then you told him to put his hands on the dash, is that right?
That's correct.
And that was when you grabbed his hand and forcibly put it on the dashboard of the vehicle, correct?
Fallen, yes.
And then the other officer with you on the other side of the vehicle changed that to put your hands on your head, correct?
That's correct.
And then he put his hands on his head, right?
That's correct, yes.
And there was one officer who said that they were going to tase him, right?
That's what I heard, yes.
And you were yelling pretty loud, correct?
Yes, I was, yes. It escalated real quick.
Some profanity as well, correct?
Yes.
And you had your gun drawn the whole time you were giving commands, right?
Once I started ordering him and he refused to show me his hands, yes, eventually it escalated where I pulled my gun, yes, ma'am.
And he was awake, correct?
What's that, ma'am?
Mr. Floyd was awake. Was he awake during this incident?
Yes.
With Officer Scott Creighton admitting to pressuring Floyd, it's reasonable to conclude that this incident contributed to his death.
Yes.
He didn't appear to be in medical distress to you when you were pulling him out of the car, is that right? He was talking to you, he was standing up, is that right?
I don't know if it was specifically, sometimes he was talking, sometimes he was mumbling. He was incoherent in my mind a lot of the time during there.
But you got him out of the car and you handcuffed him, right?
That's correct, ma'am.
And he stood next to the car, right?
Yes, ma'am.
He asked you not to beat him up, correct?
That's correct, yes.
He was able to walk, right?
Yes, he was.
He continued to talk to you.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not positive what this sidebar is about, but there's a fine line that both sides need to walk to follow what is allowed to be used and what is allowed to be asked. And there may be a question of whether the door opens up for Eric Nelson to use more of that video and more from that incident, especially regarding what might have been going through George Floyd's mind, because that's what they're supposed to stay away from. And so I'm confident that Eric Nelson probably is going to use any opportunity he can to be able to use more from this 29 incident. So we'll see if that gets discussed at all. The prosecution focusing on how chaotic sounding the commands may have sounded to George Floyd, especially with the other officer threatening to use a taser, and also focusing on that he was standing up and was conscious.
Technology is not our friend today. Ms. Aldridge, if you would.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Creighton, you were describing that you got Mr. Floyd out of the car, correct?
Yes.
And he stood next to the car and you handcuffed him, correct?
Me and another officer had to physically handcuff him, yes.
And he didn't fall down, correct?
No, he didn't fall down.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Officer Clayton claimed George was unharmed before and after the arrest, but many hold the arrest responsible for his death. Officer Creighton and other officers involved lost their jobs and were charged after a public backlash. If you enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you'll like the next one on your screen.